Indy is the goodest boy to ever good boy. Good Boy will be in UK cinemas from the 10th of October. Here's my spoiler-free review, but I am going to give you one spoiler. Lots of people have said to me they don't know whether they're going to be able to watch this film because they're going to be too worried about Indy, the good boy from the title. So I just thought if you wanted to know what happens to the dog, I will put a very mild spoiler on the bottom half of the screen in a few seconds. So if you don't want to know, cover the bottom of the screen with your hand. I will pop it up for a few seconds, starting from now. 3, 2, 1. You can look again. I absolutely loved Good Boy. I've always loved animals more than I've loved people. So whenever an animal is scared, upset, worried, it hits me in the feels. And Indy, the dog in this film, is literally the best actor I have ever seen. Give Indy every single Oscar, Golden Globe, all of the big award ceremonies. Nobody gets an award because Indy gets all of them. Indy managed to make me feel so many things. For an animal to be able to express as much emotion and feeling as Indy does, it was incredible. I've never seen anything like that on screen before. I know that animals feel complex and deep emotions, but it's not often you see that portrayed on film, especially outside of like animated things. I felt anxious with Indy. I was worried with and for Indy, and the range of emotions that Indy conveyed and made me feel was just incredible. The film opens with like a family home video and you get to see footage of Indy growing up from a puppy, and that alone made me want to cry. Indy is this filmmaker's dog, so they made this film over 3 years as Indy grew up. So it was a long, slow process so that everything was right for Indy. I may be wrong, but I feel like we've not had a film with a canine protagonist before. Well, at least not a horror film. And this seemed like such a smart thing. If you are an animal lover and you can tune in to animals' feelings, this is such an engrossing, nerve-shredding experience. We see a lot of this film through the eyes of Indy or from camera shot at Indy's eye level. It's really interesting. We get that perspective of how Indy sees things and then viewing Indy from a dog's perspective. This film just had me in a grip. It is super interesting to see this story told through the eyes of a dog. It's something that I don't feel like I've seen before and was really, really effective. The camera angles and the camera work were brilliant. That really helped you feel like you were like at Indy's level. And the sound design for this film is absolutely beautiful. You can hear lots and lots of little sounds going on, which I think is, the equivalent of what Indy would be hearing. Dogs have better hearing than humans, so they can hear more little things and they're more tuned into things. And that's then how we see Indy picking up on the supernatural goings on. The score is super effective. There's some really anxiety-inducing drones. There's some really tense music that helps bump up the anxiety and the tension, but it doesn't overpower anything. It still feels very much like we are listening to what is going on in the surroundings, just like Indy would. Absolutely go and see this one in the cinema. Don't wait for it to come on streaming. Go and see it in the cinema. I've seen it twice, and the second time I watched with headphones, and just having all of those sounds around me that Indy can hear was so powerful and really intensified their anxiety and tension. I can imagine seeing this in the cinema with a big surround speakers and how like immersive it would be. So I'm absolutely going to go and see this a third time in the cinema once it's released. Some elements of the plot did confuse me a little bit. I'm not sure whether that was issues with the narrative or that because we are viewing this film through the eyes of Indy and the eyes of a dog, he doesn't fully understand what's going on. He can just see what is happening and he doesn't know what's happening. And that's what I felt like. There were a few things that I was like, I'm not entirely sure what is going on here, but that may have been a purposeful thing so that we, again, are in Indy's position and we don't really understand. Or it could just be them a bit dumb and sometimes I miss things. You've all seen the posters and the trailers, and I know everybody is instantly in love with Indy. There are some shots in this film of just Indy's face that are so beautiful, and he looks so happy, so worried, so frightened, so beautifully captured that I just wanted to cry because I felt like I could feel what Indy was feeling, and just the way he was lit, it was so beautiful. And he's so cute. He just is the goodest boy. He really, really is. It's not an overly scary film, but there are some moments that I absolutely shit myself at. It's more about that building, the anxiety and the tension. And it's a 73-minute movie, and very quickly it gets into that anxiety and tension, and then it just rattles through the rest of the film, and it is really fast paced. I really, really love this movie. It is something that I will revisit and watch again. I love Indy, and I've loved seeing him doing all the like press and promo and going to all of the different events. It's so cute. This film did get me really emotional. I didn't cry, which I'm surprised at, but I did get choked up at several points. Like I said, don't wait for this one to come on streaming. Go and see it in the cinema. Experience the beautiful cinematography real big. Experience the beautiful sound design real loud, and just immerse yourself in it. Go and see Good Boy on the 10th of October. It is absolutely brilliant. It's so different, it's so creative, and you get to watch The Goodest Boy for 73 minutes, and I think that is worth going to the cinema for alone.